Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Austin.
And my name's Ian.
Welcome to the StompBox situation. Today we're going to talk about the Phase 100 from MXR. We dive deep down into... Well, not super deep down into it. It's only a 2-knob pedal, so...
As deep as you could dive with that 2-knob pedal.
Yeah, it's an exciting one.
And thanks for listening.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Beautiful, beautiful intro from Austin
The
here.
sound of the MXR Phase 100.
Oh, it's beautiful. And as Austin was playing there, I was just going through the different settings on the intensity and speed and just, having some fun with them to give you some different ideas of the tones and textures that come out of that pedal.
Mm-hmm. So to give you a rundown, what we're doing today is...
Modulated Monday.
Modulated Monday.
And welcome to the StompBox situation.
Welcome. This is going to be the clean tone for today. I am running through a 2016 ES339. We are going through a one control crocodile tail loop OC10 into a Vox AC15. So this is going to be the clean tone, a little bit of reverb. EQs at noon.
Beautiful sounding just on its own. Don't need any pedals there, folks. We're just going to really jump right into it, folks. We hope you don't mind. We figure when you've got a pedal with 2 knobs, you might as well just get right into it. You guys could, digest a 20-minute episode of a Phase 100 way better than I'm sure you would digest 60 minutes of Phase 100. Mm-hmm. Sure, at 60 minutes, you'd probably want to...
Who wants 60 minutes of Phase?
Yeah. Unless it's David Gilmour. Uh-huh. So the Phase 90 was the original phase pedal that MXR made, and it was really a 1-knob pedal. It only had a speed knob, and then you probably have heard this phase tone, and not specifically the Phase 90, but you've probably heard a phase tone on Dark Side of the Moon, on Eddie Van Halen recordings, which was Phase 90, and maybe even Shine On You Crazy Diamond. Those are just a couple examples of some albums or some songs, some people you might hear using a Phase 90, where you might have heard it before, and it's a very, very classic tone.
Can we get the Shine On You Crazy Diamond?
You know the riff there? Oh, nice. Yeah, I think we could. Let's try it.
That's all I know.
Here, try that one more time. There you go, folks.
There you go. It's sold.
So just an easy idea of like how epic the phase pedal is, although it's so simple. Mm-hmm. We adjusted 1 knob on there to achieve that Shine On You Crazy Diamond tone in a matter of 3 or 4 seconds. Mm-hmm. Incredibly simple. And so the great part about the Phase 100, which is the pedal we're reviewing today, is that it was an improvement upon the Phase 90. They literally only added 1 knob. And so we went from having a speed knob to both a speed and an intensity knob. And the intensity knob allows you to shape the wavelength of the phase. So we're going to go through the different settings and give you an idea how on each intensity setting, and there's only 4, but as we get into it, you'll hear the different tones you can get from each setting, and we'll explore all the corners of each intensity setting and the sonic textures you can get out of it. So today we have Austin playing for us.
Hey there.
Austin, give us a little hello on the guitar.
Hello.
So if you hear something you like, that's Austin. And we're going to
also hear something you don't like.
That is also Austin.
Also Austin.
Yeah, so write your hateful comments on his Instagram, not mine.
DM me.
Yeah, hateful DMs go to Austin. Mm-hmm. So again, without further ado, we're going to jump right into it because there isn't much to say beyond that about this pedal. We're going to start with the intensity all the way to the right. And this is going to be the first setting. And this setting is a sort of warm, thick, and subtle tone, but it's very focused compared to the intensity that you'll get when you turn the knob over to the right. So we're going to go ahead and example that for you. Austin, can you give us like a dry tone really quick? And then we'll go to the phase tone. So that's our clean. And then here it is with a just speed at noon and intensity on the far right. As you can tell, it's really subtle when you have it on this side. You can get it just a nice atmosphere to your playing when you add it in this way. You can hear the phase a little bit, but it's not overwhelming. It's not like Shine On You Crazy Diamond where it almost creates the whole atmosphere.
Creates the song.
Yeah.
This kind of just adds a little body to it. You can't really notice it, to be honest.
No, if you were an untrained ear, you wouldn't probably notice the phase at all.
Yeah.
So we're going to crank it up to the right a little, just to give you an idea of how it'll sound if you want to get a little more intense on this, just more warm, focused wavelength of phase. So here we go. That's at like an 80%, maybe a 75% up on the speed knob. Super subtle, right? Something you would maybe use on a country song, right?
I would use that to just thicken it a little bit.
Yeah, right? Just as a tone thickener, not even right for the phase effect.
Mm-mm.
Which is very common use of the phase pedal if you didn't know, and I'm sure you do since you guys are guitar fanatics, but you can just thicken your tone a little with a little phase, a slight phase on your guitar, and Bruce Springsteen did this all the time. Well, not all the time, but on a couple different songs that are very famous of his, you can hear how he thickened his tone with just a slight phase, and it's so subtle you can almost not even hear it. We're going to come back and we're going to get a little more crazy with each setting toward the end, but for now we're going to move on to the second setting, which I would say is much stronger than the first one. It's thick as well, but it's still that focused wavelength. We're not going to get too crazy here. So I'm going to turn this on, and then we're going to have Austin demo again for you. I like that one, Austin.
Okay.
Yeah, so this one definitely, you can tell, obviously, is phasing it out a little more, but you can still tell how it's a lot more focused, and in some ways almost drier than the phaser can get. So this is with the speed at noon. Again, the intensity's on the second setting. I'm going to crank the speed up a little bit to get some warbles, and then I'm going to lower it down, and we're going to see what it sounds like with a very, very minimal phase speed. So here we go. I'm going to crank it up to about 75%. going to go about 85. You can really hear the phase engage there. That's all the way up.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
Once it started to kick in, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. It is. I feel like, you know, you'll hear a lot of people use it in psychedelic music, or, you know, David Gilmour's a very famous, you know, proponent of phase. But exactly, there you go. But what's cool is you can really use it in other settings that you wouldn't expect, like a singer-songwriter type setting. You'd be surprised, like if you really listened, how many singer-songwriters use phase on their guitars on albums. And you'd also be surprised how many lead guitarists will use it to thicken their tone and how subtle it is as well too. I've noticed over the years, like you'll have some phase on that you can, you know, unless you have a trained ear, you would not hear otherwise.
So that was position 2, intensity 2 out of the 4.
Yes, and that wavelength again, more focused, warm, thick. This next one we're going to move to is going to be more subtle and airy. And on the right side, the 2 settings on the right have a more airy quality to them, both of them, where the phase is whipping out of control a little bit more and adding some, I don't know, some nice like ethereal textures. And so this next one though is a lot more subtle than when we get all the way over to the right. So we're gonna hit this next one at a 25%. And then you'll hear me up it to 50, and then I'll go to 75, and then we'll just max it. And it'll be a lot of fun. So that's 25. Thick tone, warm, ambient. We've got the phase engaging a lot more. Dimed.
Okay.
Too funny, right?
That was cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's you can get a lot of interesting tones out of this, folks, and that's just 2 knobs. Remember, 2 knobs, and we know a lot of you guys know this, and we'll probably cover a lot of pedals that you already are familiar with. But part of the reason we're doing this has nothing to do with introing you to new pedals, but just has to do with exploring what is already there too. So, you know, if you already know this, skip ahead. But, you know, if you just want to, if you've never taken the time to really explore your Phase 100 or you've never had one, stay tuned with us.
Now's the time.
Yeah, now's the time. We're going to move on to the final setting, and then we're going to get weird with it. Okay, so this is the 4th intensity setting. If you've turned the knob all the way over to the left on your intensity, this is where you'll be at. It's going to be the most strong, airy, and how do you even say warm out of all the phases. And the phase is probably going to engage. It's going to sound like it's engaged the most because of the way it shapes the wavelength. So, without further ado, I'm going to put the speed to 25, and we're going to start there. %. nice.
Ooh,
That's
little
nice.
cliffhanger.
I like that. I like that little riff. Is that yours?
I can't say it is. I was watching
beautiful.
a video of John Mayer play live, and he did that. Yeah.
John. Such a good guitarist.
So fucking good.
John, come on the show.
He
Open
would-
invite.
he would Rip a new one.
Oh, he would never come on here. But maybe.
If he did, it'd be great.
It would be great. I shouldn't say that. Maybe he will come on
Maybe.
here. And maybe you'll rip with him. You never know. Maybe you'll rip him a new one.
No, are you kidding me?
No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
Four chords.
I don't
dude.
know if anybody. I don't know if
Anybody.
could rip John a new one. Like even the best of the best now, they're just in like they're a different category. Because some would say, okay, like arguably Clapton or someone like that could rip him a new one, but John also has his own world. He can invite Eric Clapton to Mayerland, rip him a new one in Mayerland. And even though like Clapton could rip him one in Clapton Land, Mayer can still just return back to
Mayerland,
where he's still king.
and he's freaking badass.
He's a fucking badass.
Fucking badass.
So now that we have the amateur comedy out of the way,
That's it. That's the Phase 100, right?
That is the Phase 100 in its entirety. And obviously you could do things with this pedal that we won't cover today, but generally it's such a simple pedal that you probably won't use it. You probably won't use it. It's it. Finn,
fuck this pedal.
Fuck this pedal.
You probably won't use it. It's such a
Thank you for bearing with me
It's such a simple
today.
pedal.
You probably
won't use it. Cut it. It's so funny.
I was gonna say like the things you wouldn't use it for, but
Probably won't use it.
thank you for bearing with me today. I'm just like I'm not on today, if you know what I mean.
That's funny.
Total digression right here, but you know, it's like those days where you just got like a fire lit under your ass.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not me today. Today I'm like a potato rolling through life. And I'm malformed, so I keep going off the wrong direction. Like it's not a consistent roll, you know, it's like off into the gutter.
Yeah. Whoa. Yeah.
Just not even a potato. I'm mashed potatoes today.
Are you feeling mashed?
Nah. Not mash. Just
I've been trying to grow out a mustache for months now.
you have.
It's not coming. It's not working out.
What's just you don't get enough facial hair there?
No. Ian has an amazing mustache, by the way. I don't know if you've ever seen pictures of him on Instagram, but he has a pretty good looking mustache.
Thanks, Austin. I appreciate that, dude. You know what? You never know. I couldn't grow a mustache till I was like, I couldn't grow anything really until I was like a senior-ish. And then I would grow really ugly, patchy facial hair, and I'd look like some 13-year-old Filipino boy trying to grow a full mustache. I don't know, you know, like so it took a while. I don't know. And then even then I can't grow a beard or anything, which is like a sick joke. For some reason my cheeks just don't grow in. I don't know. And does facial hair make your tone better? That's really the question of the day.
I don't know, dude. I was watching a movie last night, and the guitarist, it's a movie about a touring band, and the guitarist, what's the name of the movie?
Wow, I want to check this out.
Almost Famous.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Have you seen that?
Oh yeah. That's a fantastic movie.
Yeah. Have you seen, remember what the guitarist looks like? He has long, beautiful hair, thick mustache,
Oh yeah. Tone stash.
physique of a Greek god.
Just
That's where I wanna
women
be.
every night.
Yeah.
Where you want to be.
That's where I want to be.
You could get the hair implants.
Mm-hmm.
Long, blonde, curly hair.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could just dye your mustache blonde.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be the solution. Was he blonde in the movie? No, brown hair.
He's brown hair, yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I felt like blonde was you like kind of a Robert Plant look, but like on guitar.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a Greg Almond. I just said almond with
Greg
a
Almond?
D. Like ALMNOD. Okay. Yeah, let's go back to the podcast. So that's the Phase 100
Hell
in
yeah,
its
it is.
entirety. And you could use it for a lot more than maybe what we've covered today in our podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very simple pedal, and I don't think you'll really ever use it for more. I think you'll stick to the simple and legendary tones that MXR reliably delivers through this pedal, as they did with the Phase 90. So I think this is a point where we'll get a little weird with the pedal, and oh wow, it sounds way better when I'm in front of it like this. Amateur hour over here, dude. My whole life right now is just amateur hour. This dead pedal over here. By the way, we had a pedal. So the podcast today was supposed to be the Polar Reverb.
Yes.
And literally, we got here. I was using the pedal last night, demoing it for myself, just, making sure everything was in order. Got here. We have everything absolutely set up. Austin plugs into this. It's sounding great. We decide to switch off of the spring reverb, only to realize that the only spring reverb, it only works on spring reverb now. So any setting you go to on the Polar, it's spring reverb now. And that broke on us as of this morning.
Yeah.
So
the spring sounds good, though.
Spring sounds great.
Spring sounds great.
Shout out to Digitech. Spring reverb on the Polar sounds great.
Nailed it.
But on that note, we're going to get a little crazy with this Phase 100. And then after that, we might have some closing words and a question of the day. But other than that, stick with us and enjoy. Austin's about to deliver some sonic candy.
I hope you guys like 3 chords.
So this is on the 3rd setting. That's when you're turning the knob from the right, your 3rd setting over, or the 2nd setting from the left. And I'm going to turn it all the way over to the left to get that really, really intense phase tone. Just to give you an idea of where you could take this. This is the 3rd one versus now the 4th one. And that's the 4th one. A little stronger, but very similar tone when dimed over to the right on the speed. Very nice. So this is going to be, we're going to do the very first one again, but just dimed over to the right all the way up on the speed. And then I'm going to show you just how you could thicken your tone a little with this if you turn it back all the way over to the left on the speed too. So here we go, like an 85% on the knob on the speed. This is your most tame phase on the whole pedal. Even when this is all the way up. So even all the way up, still very focused. This is the speed at a point like 25% where it's pretty much unnoticeable, the phase, but it's in there. That's dry. That's phased. Very subtle. Beautiful playing, Austin. Thank you.
Wow, thanks, man.
Today on NPR we have Austin Eswinona.
We've got Austin Eswinona here today on NPR Radio.
Master of 3 chords.
Well, yes, folks. People are calling him the master of 3 chords. Is it true? We'll find out today. I'm spinning everywhere.
think that's it for everything Phase 100, right?
Yes, that is that. I mean, that's the Phase 100 in its entirety. Something that I literally just came up with right now as we were talking is
Okay.
the question of the day. I think
boy.
we should always have a question of the
love
day.
it. Yeah.
So we get some responses on Twitter and Instagram. By the way, our Twitter's going up today. Check us out at StompBox Situation. But I think the question of the day is, does facial hair make a difference in tone? Please, we want
I
to know
would
what you
love
have
to
to
know.
say.
This has been a struggle for me for a while now.
Yeah. People, we need to help Austin out. He doesn't have a mustache right now. But we're thinking if we get him one, it might improve his tone.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, let us know what you let us know what you have to say. And do you use the Phase 100? Let us know what you think about that.
And if you do you have facial hair?
Exactly.
And does it sound better?
And does it sound better when you're using that Phase
Yes.
100? Exactly. And of course, we always want to hear from our audience. We always want to hear what you guys have to say. So if you have suggestions for improvements to make on the show, things you want to hear us talk about, pedals you want to hear us cover, reach out to us. Just send us a DM, comment on our photo, Twitter, tweet us,
Twat us?
twat us, and we'll get back to you. Austin, is there anything you want to say today?
No, I think signing out. My name is Austin.
And my name's Ian. Austin's gonna play us out here.